gotta start this one off and kind of give academics some bail, because I feel like everybody kind of like jumping on him, and it's like it could have been avoided years ago if somebody realistically would have reached out to him and try to put him on. And I think that's one of his biggest beefs with just the industry. And I think that's why a lot of people just really love him. Like if you just somebody like right now, you into like the whole YouTube hip hop university type of situation, you like academics because he kind of really realistically got it on his own out the mud. And it's just like so many people want to get their opinion on him now, but it's too late. You didn't already let this man build a straight like him to consumer based type of product. So it's no way in the world I'm gonna take your opinion now or want to hear some angry older people. And you gotta think about I'm old enough to grow up on most of the people that he probably shading, but realistically it's kind of just like I get where he coming from. Nobody gave him a handout or open door policy. And he probably not even a strong networker, but I'm sure sometime in his past, before he became who he was, he would have wished one of these people would have helped him. So it's like, you didn't help me when I needed your help. I kind of don't even value your opinion now. So I just wanted to start that off of one. I gotta take my hat off to him because he just do a great job of kind of just building his own lane and letting people know on YouTube. You can kind of do it on your own. You don't need that traditional networking pass where you feel like you got to be buddy with everybody, because that ain't who he is. So that's why you're gonna always see a different type of audience really ride for him. And I'm sure I'm an older demographic that he probably wouldn't even expect to ride for him, but I'm definitely gonna take my hat off to him and give him some love on this. And real quick, while we on if you really into hip hop and on the YouTube thing, obviously with you all, if you're watching the video right now, shout out to Wayno. I think Wayno EP'd or A&R this Baby Money new project, New Money. And I remember I was watching the interview I think he did with Jinx on what is it called? Whatever the Spotify joint is that Jinx got, the podcast he got on Spotify. And I remember him saying he was coming up with the intro to that with the little lighter on the stove for the Pyrex joint on Baby Money new project. Let me tell you, that's one of the hardest intros I've heard in a minute. I gotta give Wayno his credit for that, because when he was describing it, just like clicking the like if you had one of those stoves where you kind of got to get it going, especially for just the whole power. It was tight. If the intro was fire, I got to give Wayno his credit real quick. But let's speed it up a little bit. I want to kind of get into, and this kind of goes on to some new school, old school situation with the Ice Spice. I've seen people giving her a hard time. She performed at Rolling Loud. For people who don't know who that is, it's a young lady who got the Munch song. But I think it may be just a New York thing, because I do still see a lot of South artists still doing the chitlin circuit. And I think, of course, realistically, because a lot of the younger South artists, like let's use Glorilla, for example, she's up under Gotti. So I think Gotti will never forget how he still eat off that circuit. And all of his artists still kind of eat off that circuit. From 42, Moneybagg Yo, Black Youngster, ESTG, they all still kind of eat on that circuit heavily. And that's not like in Atlanta doesn't count in the chitlin circuit. That's just a major city. But the chitlin circuit, if you don't know, do your googles. Boosie still eat tremendously off the chitlin circuit. But I think when I seen her catch such a backlash for Rolling Loud, I think that's a big stage too soon, too fast. And again, it was a lot of heavy controversy on her with the giving back the I wish she was at 5,000. She was giving it back and she won 15,000 now. I'm not mad at her for wanting to up her price, but only thing is like you kind of skipping a process because your stage presence is not ready for Rolling Loud. She got one song. That's a huge, like, think about when Coi Leray first only had, what was it, the No Parties jump, and everybody was killing her. It's just so crazy how just history gonna always repeat itself, because it's that dramatic jump from you not doing the small clubs, but you going directly to this big stage of Rolling Loud. It kind of don't make no sense when you think about, again, for smaller Southern artists, when they kind of just getting that first run of a hot song, man, do your homework on like Travis Porter or Rich Homie Quan, like when they was coming up on those smaller circuits, like when you're doing the North Carolinas or you're doing shows in like Tennessee or Tallahassee or those little smaller cities where it would be way easier for her to kind of get a stage presence in a smaller venue. And you build it up. It's like, you can still ask for the 15 racks, but it still go to these hold-ons. I live in the DMV. You can still come and get 15, and you ain't got to worry about jumping on a stage that big, because I think sometimes, I know it's the saying all publicity is good publicity, but I don't necessarily know. I think for a lot of, especially, I think it's only realistically a New York thing, because again, like I said, it happened to Coi Leray early in her career, and now it's happening to Ice Spice. It's just like, it's a hard thing to kind of avoid. that Rolling Out is a big stage. I don't know if y'all seen the highlights of Nicki performing there, and then I think she brought Uzi out. Man, that's a big stage, and that's a lot of people for a brand new artist. Like, I don't necessarily know sometimes, like, people, I think some people are so delusional to how many people is a lot of people. Bro, these talking about that, oh my God, how many people. I couldn't even imagine sitting here trying to be like, I only been doing this for 5 or 6 months, and now you want me to perform in front of 50, 60,000 people? That don't even make sense. Nobody can imagine to try to make that make sense. So I just think she's skipping that step, and I think that's just something that I can't put the blame on her. And I kind of like, and I know somebody can't even have that much money invested into it. I don't even know she been rapping for that long. She ain't got no chains, and she ain't like, she performing like Fashion Nova stuff. So it's kind of like, why not slow it down a little bit so she don't have to take that social media embarrassment? Because it's just like, bro, she's still a human, she's still young. It's just like, me personally, if I was her manager, I'd slow it down. Let's scale it back just a little bit. You can still keep that price at 15, but let's just take her to smaller venues so she can get comfortable with feeling herself on that stage. Like, it's just impossible. Even if you watch the video, it's not as much like, and I watch a lot of, especially the younger New York, it's some of them who can really like have a lot of charisma on camera. Like, let's be real, if you actually ever watch the video, she's a beautiful young lady, but she don't have that same energetic swag where you kind of look at, like, let's use the Cardi B and K Flock video. Like, that energy that they was giving up, like, don't get it wrong, she still had some of the dances, but it wasn't as live and as energetic as that K Flock and Cardi video. Oh, I seen, what's the young lady that I really love from New York right now? I think Maya Kenzo, and she did a song with Asian Doll. Like, that, they go watch that video. They did, oh my God, that energy in that video sold me on this young lady. Like, I was like, oh, I'm a fan of her. She go crazy. She talking super drill, going crazy. And she's same little small petite size young lady, and she go crazy. But it's just like, you gotta find that pocket of that comfortability. I would never force my artist out that I can see clear as day when it's just a video. You don't have that much energy to go perform in front of 60,000 people. I'm not gonna hold y'all up too much longer on that one. That one was just crazy to me. But kind of even getting back to that Baby Money project, again, shout outs to Wayne though. And as a Jeezy fan, if y'all didn't see the last video I had, I was so excited about ESTG having Jeezy sound like Jeezy. But I'm not gonna hold you. Only thing I could say, I wish I would have heard on this Baby Money project, I wish I would have heard Jeezy actually on the Pyrex show, but he got him on a different song. What's the name of this song? It's called All Hustle. And he got Jeezy talking to him like Jeezy again. I don't know what it is. I don't necessarily know is if it's like marriage life is kind of like making Jeezy like, I probably need to get myself out of the streets again so I can have a reason to leave out the house a little bit more. But Jeezy talking that talk. Jeezy talking like, if you are a Snowman fan, like a diehard, not Jeezy, matter of fact, young Jeezy, the Snowman, if you are a fan of that, please go listen to this Baby Money project. I'm not gonna even hold you. How many songs on this Baby Money project? It's 18. I'm not gonna lie, I probably the first 5, I kept it on repeat. I told you I was really in love with that Pyrex jump, the intro. It was hard. Then he redid the Juvenile Jones. Be quiet, tonight we're riding, be quiet. He redid that one hard. Oh, Ed did the beat, like, and he from, for my bad, for people who may not know who he is, he from Detroit. He signed to QC. Shout out to QC. QC realistically running the play. I can't wait to see what's Icewear Vezo's first project gonna sound like on QC. I hope it's that Gangsta Grill joint, because I think I did hear DJ Drama say him and Icewear Vezo was working on the Gangsta Grill. So I do hope Icewear Vezo first project on QC is a Gangsta Grill's project. But like I said, back to this Baby Money joint. The Pyrex joint, Keep Quiet, Get Dangerous, and All Hustle. That was like 4 out of the first 5. I literally kept them on repeat. And of course, I ran the Jeezy joint back a couple of times to really hear what Jeezy was saying. My brain is kind of fried, so I'm not going to have the quotables and the rememberables on it. But I promise you go listen to it. If you got a good memory, you'll get some cool quotables from Jeezy on that one. But, can we get to the Baby real quick? The Baby is super corny, bro. Like, I get it, and I think I wasn't doing the YouTube videos at this time when the 500 little ticket sale rumor came out when he was in New Orleans. New Orleans is a different place, and this goes back, and even I can tie this almost into the Ice Spice thing. And I don't want to say the Baby skipped that part, because I remember the Baby when he was on World Star with the diaper. So I'm not going to say he skipped that part, but I think when he got so big, and of course, when your budget gets so big and you're starting to ask for so much money, it's like, but you got to be real with yourself. Of course, you can get it from the festivals, and I think that's one of the worst. I think that's the worst thing about, for a lot of the new artists. These festivals are spoiling them with a price. and so they don't, and they can't, and they don't have a real solid fan base to go on tour. And you can kind of, to me, you can see that with the baby when he did a project with NBA YoungBoy and only did like 19,000. I'm not a person who's super strong on the numbers thing because I can tell like the numbers thing don't make no sense to me because it makes no sense. NBA YoungBoy, anytime he do a project by himself, he do 100-some thousand plus. But when he do a jump with somebody else, like he did one with Birdman or he did one like it, them numbers just don't even add up. So I don't get. That's why I'm not high strong with the numbers thing. But just getting back to the baby, it's like, I don't think he has a solid core because don't get it wrong, he got a lot of hits. I'm not gonna say a lot of hits, he got some hits. I don't think you can make a core fan base literally just chasing hits. I think like look at somebody like Rod Wave. Of course in every city it may be different, but for majority of major cities, Rod Wave don't have a song on the radio, but Rod Wave do his own tours. Like, and I'm talking sold out, like Rod Wave is like a 5,000 venue artist and they be sold out city to city. They be going word for word for him. But that's the difference because he has substance. And I think realistically for y'all the rappers gotta understand, substance sells over everything. Perfect example who Rod Wave even had opened up for him on the last tour. It was No Cap. No Cap has a lot of substance. And that's one thing people can't take away from YoungBoy, can't take away from Kodak. It's the substance in the music. And somebody like the baby has no substance. It's literally, I'm trying to grab attention. And even from just the corny stuff he did with the Meg, putting Meg, saying you hit Meg, bro, nobody cares. And it's not, and I think it wouldn't even be a slander to Meg's career because let's just say if you did hit Meg, right, and she got Crybaby out of that, let's be real, we were selling coochie. I don't necessarily know if that's a bad play. If I got Crybaby out of letting you hit these cheeks, I wouldn't be mad about that one. Let's be real, because she came off. That was a hit for Meg. Meg, that was a hit that really held her over, especially through the pandemic. Let's be real. So it's like, you kind of like bragging on something that's just like, why? Who cares? Like, nobody don't care. Like, this is not like, and you're not a bad looking dude, so it's not gonna be like women gonna be like, oh, I can't believe she didn't. Like, I know a lot of women who love you. Realistically, more women listen to you than men do. So that's not gonna be something like nobody's giving no kickback. They're gonna be like, oh, I can't believe you didn't do it. I can believe it because I know a rack of women who would sleep with him. So like, come on, dog. Certain things just don't make sense. But again, I think for the baby, he needs to figure out how to make substance music and not just chase hits. Because I can tell, like, that's why he keep that same cadence, some same patterns, because he's trying to keep redoing the Suge thing. And it's just like, that's not going to sell no hard tickets. Especially in the South, because the South is a huge substance market. That chilling market, I'm telling you, they like substance. Don't get it twisted. They like the ratchet stuff, but they like substance too. That's the same reason why Boosie has been torn in the South for 20 plus years, and why, remember when they was trying to cancel Boosie and he told y'all, you can't cancel me. I don't want to be on no festivals. I don't need those festivals. I know my circuit that I've been doing for the last 20 plus years. I don't need no hits. And you think about it, even for Yo Gotti, like how long of a career Gotti had, and he may have maybe like 6 we talking about big radio hits. DM, 5-Star Chick, I can't really off the top of my head, but it's not a lot of them. But Gotti got a lot of classic mixtapes, classic projects, that Cocaine Music series. Same thing with Jeezy, same thing with Gucci. Like, and that's why even when Gucci and Jeezy was doing the performance and Gucci was performing songs that I was watching, like a lot of up north people, they didn't know some of them Gucci songs because they came off of mixtapes. Gucci may not have a classic album, but he got at least you could probably almost argue he got a solid 10 classic mixtapes. From the Wilt Chamberlain series to the Blueprint, the Burprint, it's just certain things that you gotta just know how to cater to a different audience. You can't skip that substance. I don't care how you ever look at it. Perfectly, we can tie it in. When I'm talking about the baby, even when it came to the ticket sales and why he had to do certain antics, it's almost just like Soulja Boy, bro. But the only difference is you got muscles and you seem like you caught a body, so you're a little bit more thorough than Soulja Boy. But guess what? Nobody's never gonna want to do? See Soulja Boy on tour by himself. And that's the same category that the baby fall in. Sorry, not sorry. It's just a fact. You would never want to go see Young Jock on tour. And we can argue that Young Jock and Soulja Boy got bigger records, chart-wise, number-wise, than the baby is still made. The baby don't have a Crank That Soulja Boy. The baby don't have a It's Going Down Zoom. He don't got one of them. So it's just certain things where it's just like, those people won't never sell hard tickets. They won't never go on tour by themselves. They'll be on tour with a bunch of other people. That's just like a festival. We talking about on tour by yourself like Rod Wave doing right now. Like Lil Durk did with the 720, or just even do a co-headliner with him and like Baby did, or Baby and Chris Brown. But you're not doing that because there's no substance. Think about the artists who do tours solo and just not hung on, let me perform on a bunch of Rolling Louds. They all have substance on their music, from Durk, Rod Wave, No Cap, Even when NBA YoungBoy ready to go on tour, like it's just substance. Their audience understands substance. They're not festival artists. They can do tours on their own. So again, that's my biggest take on the baby. Like what he did was just corny, and it's not gonna still. Guess what? It's not gonna do. Nobody's still gonna listen to that album. They heard that song, and that was it. Boom. They gonna move on to something else. But real quick, the bigger and better news. Shout outs to Body, Big Bank Cardi. Real quick, that Tomorrow Jones. Now let's gonna put Glorilla 3 for 3. That Tomorrow song, they originally put it on that CMG compilation project. I heard it and I was kind of like, because it was coming right off of FNN. That was the first song that people heard from her since she had her deal, and only other song, unless you really went and did your homework and listened to her group project. And y'all should probably check it out. I can't remember the name of the top of my head, but her and all the girls who know me in all her videos, they got a whole mixtape together, and they got some Jones on there. But that was the first song that she put out on as a CMG artist, and it really didn't. To me, it didn't stick. But putting Cardi on there, now I'm sure it's going to bump that one up a lot more. And she already got traction on the 99 Problems with the biggest one is me. She already got traction on that. So now this, like literally, that Tomorrow joint going to keep her, and she really in the mix with the DJ Canal. She got a strong 3 songs that you could throw on any time of the night if I'm DJing the club. Anywhere in America right now, especially doing the joint with one of the biggest artists to come out of New York City in the last decade. It's going. That's it. All you seen, if you on social media, all you seen girls all day with my twin and the Cardi walked on that thing. I don't care what y'all say about Cardi. It's not, to me, it's not sometimes about the super lyrical punchline and it all up to death. And remind me, don't let me forget to get into Dave East and Fab right after this, because they put out a good jump. But Cardi just did her thing. She know how to talk to them girls and get them hype, and that little sizzle line, both y'all pussy, y'all should sizzle. Like Cardi just went crazy on it. And you can, some of my homies was hitting me in the chat. Oh, you think she was shooting balls at Nicki? I don't know. Those lines were something that was just like my homegirl. It seemed like she was maybe talking to a younger girl. Like I don't feel like none of Cardi friends would parlay with Nicki's husband. So I don't think none of those lines was directed at her. I think it was just one of them young girls in the mix. And Cardi even said it like, I'm still willing to fight over a nigga. Like that's the shit that people love about Cardi, because Cardi telling you I'm super rich, but I'm still with the bullshit. And shout outs to Cardi for having Star Brim in the. I'm probably not supposed to call her Star Brim, but shout outs to her having Star and her sister in the video with her. Like you appreciate that. If you're a real Cardi fan, you appreciate her still having her day ones, and keeping her sister around her, keeping Star in the video. Like that to me was tight. Me as a person who's been watching Cardi since social media, you appreciate seeing people that she's been kicking it with since her uprise just on social media. So again, like I said, I think that was a power move for Glorilla. They had a remix. You got the Blessed Joan out. Now you got this. You got literally 3 songs that's undeniable that can go off in the club at any time of the night, from early to the last song, the middle of the night, prime time in the club. She got 3 jumps to go crazy. And like I said, I'm gonna talk real quick about this Dave East and Fabulous. And kind of even you can tie Dave East into what I'm talking about with the Ice Spice thing. Dave East is playing the long game. It's a lot of rappers who have came and go. Perfect example. We can even tie this in. When Dave East was like supposed to be at his peak prime, Dave East, he never was getting the love like Bobby Shmurda was getting it. If we talking right now, I'd rather have Dave East's career than Bobby Shmurda. Bobby Shmurda had a huge hit record, but since that hit record and even him coming back, Bobby can't do nothing to save his life. Excuse me, a lot of little funny things on Instagram and all that is cool, but it's not no real substance to Bobby Shmurda's career right now, where Dave East is still on a steady path. Doing the acting thing, huge for Dave East. The women love Dave East, but he still can really rap, and you see certain pockets with this song with him and Fab going back to back, and the song is called Maybach, or back to back, but it's spelled like Maybach, and they was just trading bars and this and the third, and he was kind of like, oh, Dave East can really hang with Fab. Like he really like throwing the punchlines, he got some bars, and I'm like, you get rejoice to hear him on. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure some people who really like in your backpack bag and you heard like the Dave East project with Styles P. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you a sleeper joint that people may not really heard. It's what's the white boy from Boston? What is it? Is Mees? I forgot. Is it? I want to say It's not Mozzie, but it's like Millsy. Him and Dave East got a joint. It was good money too. But again, like I said, that Dave East and Fab joint, if you haven't heard it, go check it out. I think I cannot. Matter of fact, happy birthday to Moneybagg Yo. He put out a song called, what is the joint called? I want to say it's called Blow. Basically a birthday song for itself. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a good joint. It's one of them ones where it's necessarily, if it's your birthday, you really get about to get an outfit and go out and go crazy. You'll appreciate this junk. But again, Moneybagg Yo, he gonna always give you the catchy shit that you can do for the Instagram situation. Moneybagg Yo put out a new junk tomorrow. Who else put out something that I was really into? Oh yeah, real quick, Dream Doll. I think Dream Doll is one of those New York artists who don't get as much love because people know her from like the reality TV shit. But if you actually give her a chance, go listen to this Life in the Plastic 3. And I know this is most probably dudes watching this real quick, but it's one of them jokes. If you into like working out, and I'm a fan of doing cardio, she got some jokes that you can just add on there. You can let play. It's not nothing too crazy. I'm not about to say go in there and look for some lyrical junk, but I do like her tone of voice. I like her beat production and hooks. Like she got some catchy jokes on there. And if it's DJs watching this, add some of that Dream Doll to the junk. I think there's a junk, throw ass or some ass. What's it? Add something, one of them jokes on there. And she redid the Ludacris junk Fantasy with her and Cash Doll. I like it. I haven't heard from Cash Doll in a long time since she became a new mom. So I had something for you to check out. Like I said, it's the new Dream Doll junk. Last but not least, Big Walk Dog. Big Walk Dog is signed to Gucci Mane 1017 label. He put out a junk. He got a song on there. It's called For Certain with him and Big 30. Big 30, one of them artists that don't do no wrong. He gonna talk. You know what you gonna get from Big 30. Every time you hear Big 30 jump, he gonna talk crazy on there. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for real, to be honest. Oh, and last but not least, I told y'all this last week, and I'm out of here. Tee Grizzley is the best storyteller out right now. I don't care what you talking about. And I'm mad that I waited so late to even get to this, but I kind of don't want to keep these jumps too long until we really build some real rapport with each other. Tee Grizzley got a jump called Jay Antoine. Oh my God. This story on this joke is crazy. It's literally about two youngins who like on some stick up kid shit, and they gonna pull moves together, and one of them blow the money, the other one stack the money, and then they end up pulling the move that went bad. Like they got an old head for his Rolls Royce truck or something, and they got crazy, and then the youngin who blow his money crushed the youngin for who was saving his money because he wanted some money, and they had a hit on him, so he smoked his man for the reward bag. Like, you just got to go listen to the song. Like I said, Tee Grizzley, I don't care what nobody say, is the best storyteller, especially young storyteller in rap right now. Again, I'm going to try to keep these videos coming to you at least 2 or 3 times a week. Make sure y'all tune into the YouTube, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate y'all. And again, man, get off of Akademiks back. And you can tell real quick. You can tell when it's a hit job out on my man. Because y'all took a clip out of him saying something about Ray Janae, whatever the case may be. And the way they chopped it up, basically he was telling all the young dudes, if you out here getting money, be careful on the woman that you pick and choose. And I even seen people in the comments, wow, 40-year-old man talking about it. Bro, Akademiks ain't that old. And that's the only thing I would tell all, if you're watching this, get in the gym. Because Akademiks not that old. He looked way older than what he actually is. He like in his late 20s. And they was killing him about that. He was just telling the youngins is, soon as Lucci, and don't get me wrong, I don't even think she was even dealing with Lucci like when he really got hit, when he been in for a minute, but he was just talking about how she got quick. She left him and went and got with a little TikToker now, whatever the case may be. You can't expect for nobody, one, to be waiting for nobody. But I could note it. Who knows how long time where I feel about to get. But just real quick, like I said, leave that man alone. Let him cook. You get all that. The biggest point of me bringing that up, you can just tell when social media and the people who's above trying to take you out. So like I said, shout outs to Akademiks, Ice Spice, get into the regular clubs and stay off them roads.